Hello and thank you for tuning in to Tech That Doesn't Byte. I'm Jeff Worden with the Weekly Byte Digest. There's a lot to cover here today, so let's get started. Apple has a new 27-inch iMac built with a 10-core Intel processor, a Retina 5K display, some next-gen graphics, updated cameras, speakers, microphones, and even some new pictures of your mom. This comes after a less-than-stellar iMac update from last year, which was deemed by some to be like stuffing new parts into an old design. Debatably, the same could be said for this update too. However, this new machine is definitely themed for gotta go fast. This new iMac has a 10th generation 10-core Intel processor that could boost speeds of up to 5 GHz. Now, yes, there are 6 and 8-core Intel chips, but seriously, this machine is for you and not your mom, who we won't talk about. Anyways, on top of that, the memory capacity doubled from last year's update to 128 gigabytes. I mean, wow. The graphics card being used for this new iMac is the AMD Radeon Pro 5000 series, to which you could opt to put in 16 gigabytes of memory, which is a first for Apple. What this means overall is that you're looking at a new iMac that has around 65% faster CPU performance and about 55% graphics performance from last year's model. It'll also have an 8TB SSD, with SSDs now becoming the new standard for all models that are coming out. While there are other fun upgrades that could be mentioned here, the big one to note is that the new iMac will not have macOS Big Sur installed on it. However, you will be able to upgrade to that for free coming this fall. Now, how much will all this cost? So what do you care? If you're a diehard Apple fanboy or fangirl, the cost will be whatever the cost will be, right? But for those of you that do care, myself included in this category, you can get this new iMac, or you can pay your rent for your part of the rent for the next year. Yeah, this decked out number almost hits 5 digits, but for all that money, the much discussed Apple Silicon transition will ensure that all of your apps will work for the years to come. So it's definitely a major investment in speed and the future. On the dark side of personal computing and censorship, at the beginning of August, Microsoft looked into purchasing the global operations of TikTok, the China-based video sharing platform. As you may know, our dear leader had threatened to ban TikTok outright here in the US if its parent company ByteDance didn't divest ownership of the popular application, which has over 800 million active users. Regardless of the reason for the ban, be it for reasons of national security or as retaliation for the massive Tulsa rally ticket purchasing prank, where TikTok users made a mass ticket purchasing effort to inflate projected attendance numbers but depress actual attendance, as something of a nod to the false crowd size claims of the January 2007 inauguration, our dear leader has already gone ahead and signed an executive order to ban TikTok, but gave a 45-day for ByteDance to divest itself, giving time for Microsoft to hammer out a deal. Similar orders were written against WeChat and Tencent. As part of this reputed deal, which is well in its infancy stage, the data that has been collected by TikTok for the parts that Microsoft is buying is going to be deleted from their servers. To which this tech-savvy reporter's response is, "Oh sure, that'll happen." Now, as you may have heard, Fortnite, the extraordinarily popular mass multiplayer online game, has been removed from both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Apple cited that the game's maker, Epic Games, created an in-app payment system that bypasses Apple's 30% fee, which Google also mimics for its Play Store. And as a result, it was considered a violation of store guidelines, and the game was removed by the two platforms. So basically, if you were to purchase 1,000 V-Bucks, that's the in-game currency, which costs about $10, you can get that directly from Epic Games for $8. It's kind of like saying, hey, we cheated the other guy and passed the savings on to you. Now, when the two app stores dropped Fortnite, Epic Games counterattacked with an antitrust lawsuit against Apple and Google, suggesting that their respective app stores are anti-competitive and monopolistic. Now, to kind of throw some numbers into all this, Fortnite has earned in 2018 and 2019 $4.2 billion in revenue. I can appreciate that Apple, and by extension Google, would want to keep 30% of that. I mean, Apple's revenue for 2018 was $265.6 billion, and in 2019 it was slightly less, with $260.17 billion, and as a company is now valued at $2 trillion. So by God, that sort of revenue isn't going to generate itself. It's just not enough. For those that play Fortnite, myself included, got to see an in-game trailer that parodies Apple's 1984 video that touches on this issue using the hashtag #FreeFortnite. It's a neat video, but I realized something, that chances are your average Fortnite player has no idea what the George Orwell book 1984 actually is, which was written in 1948, or even what the 1984 Apple video is, which aired in 1984. So hey kids, if you want to learn more about 1984, ask your mom and dad or voyage down to your local library. And yes, ask them about that joke too. All right, last story of the day. Microsoft will bid farewell to Internet Explorer and Legacy Edge in 2021. Yes, it's finally true. Support for Internet Explorer 11, the browser that is only used to download Firefox, Chrome, and other non-Microsoft browsers, will come to an end on August 17, 2021. This will mainly apply to Microsoft's online services, such as Office 365, OneDrive, Outlook, and so on. The Microsoft Teams web app will be affected by this on November 30th. Microsoft is working to migrate users to the Chromium-based Edge browser as opposed to the legacy version of Microsoft Edge, which will have its support ended on March 9th, 2021, and will no longer receive any updates. So, congratulations to all the rebels that fought against Internet Explorer and everything it stood for. It only took 36 years to end it. Huzzah! And that's it for the Weekly Byte Digest. I'm Jeff Worden with Tech That Doesn't Byte. Thank you for watching the Weekly Byte Digest. Please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel, as well as click on the little bell button down there so that you'll receive notifications when we've updated our channel.